Okay, you are here.
Thank you very much, and very warm thank you to Dr. Priyank. Once again, we are interacting through this session. Very warm welcome to all the participants. This wonderful initiative started by Dr. Priyank is always fascinating me a lot. Uh, so today I'm going to give a little bit of input about management systems. Management systems basically focused on quality, environment, health, and safety. Three basic management systems. Out of these three, primary and very important is quality. But along with the quality of product or quality of service which the organization is handling, another important second angle is related to environment, and third angle related to the health and safety. So we will talk about these three management system a little bit. I will try to explain you the basics of these management systems. Can I share my PPT or you? I can share it. Just a minute. How I can share it? You have to allow me to share, or you can share.
She will give you the permission, sir.
Just, just a bit. No, I cannot. No, the site will be able to see the content of your screen window. Just a minute. Just a minute. Yes, I can share now. Okay. So I hope everybody can see my screen. Okay. Okay. So a little bit of myself already introduced. So I will directly come to the ISO. The very familiar word ISO. We all heard this word very well in plenty of times. We are using this word ISO. So basically, what we understand that ISO should be some abbreviation, but actually it is not an abbreviation. It's a word dictionary word. If you go as per the dictionary meaning of the ISO word, it's a similar. This ISO word derived from a Greek word isos, which means is similar. But yes, simultaneously, one organization is also there in the word, which is International Organization for Standardization, which actually handles this entire movement of standardization and certification throughout the globe. So, in true sense, if we want to say that ISO is not an abbreviation, it's a complete word derived from a Greek word isos. Isos is a Greek word from where we derive this, and we must reconnect this word to our chemistry classes of ninth and 10th standard, where we have studied isomers, isotopes, all those things, equal atomic weight, equal atomic number. So, in that context, if you want to correlate it, so ISO means equal. So, whenever that globalization uh, attempt was started throughout the world, especially after the 1942 World War. When during that war, it was felt very necessarily that standardization, a common standardization, has to be there in across the globe, so that all the countries could follow those standards and came near to each other as far as technical barriers are concerned, or difference between the product of one country and to another country. Still 90, I can say that 19 or 95% barriers has been removed, but still some of the things are there which are not compatible from one country to another country. Still you can see that electrical socket configuration is different in different countries. uh, USA is using different type of electrical socket configuration. Turkey is using different type of electrical sockets, and here in India we are mostly using 2 pin or 3 pin type of a structure, which is not compatible exactly to the US structure. So still some difference is there from one country to another country, but the whole purpose of this ISO movement is just these type of differences from the one standard to another standard, to one country to another country, can be removed. So with this aspect, with this aim, this entire movement was started in 1947. Non-government organization, International Organization for Standardization, which is having head office at Geneva, uh, holding handling this entire movement of ISO certification, ISO standardization, ISO standard, writing of the standard, popularization of those standards, arranging the trainings related to the different standards. There are many more standards. So we will talk a little bit about some of the basic standards. If you see, as far as quality is concerned, the basic standard is ISO 9001 2015. 2015 is the year of its last revision. But if you see, the first standard was released in 1987. Then it was upgraded and revised in 1994, then 2000, then 2008, and the current version which we are handling right now, which we are having right now, is 2015 version. ISO 9001 is only having the fundamental and vocabulary which are to be used uh, during the audit process, during the certification process, during the management systems, all the fundamentals and vocabulary which are used. This is actually is not a certifiable standard. All the system requirement which any organization has to fulfill in order to achieve the certification against this management system is written in quality management system standard. And these all system requirements are written in very generic form. When I am telling generic form, it means it is written in the way that any type of organization, irrespective of the work they are doing, irrespective of the size of the organization with respect to the manpower, all type of organization can adopt this management system standard, management system requirement. So it is actually a very great task, mammoth task, to write such a standard which every type of organization, be it as a manufacturing organization, service organization, textile, bakery unit, or any operations, airport, railway, hospitals. Even I have audited against this management system Tihar Jail in New Delhi. Tihar Jail in New Delhi is also certified against quality management system. So what to do to have a good quality culture, good quality system, what organization should have, that is written in that standard, how it has to be fulfilled and how it has to be applicable to that particular organization will become the organization's guideline as per the requirement of standard. So every organization will prepare their SOPs, their instructions, their guidelines as per their own work, as per their own requirement to fulfill the requirements written in the quality management system. So in the standard, it's written what to do. How to do is not given by the standard, not dictated by the standard. So what to do? Suppose I am giving you a task that you have to go to Delhi, New Delhi, from your place wherever you are. So this is one of the tasks, one of the requirement I have given you. So how you will go, I am not telling you. It is your way, it is your output, it is your method. How you will go? You can go by road, you can go by train, you can go by bus, you can go by cycle rickshaw. So how you will go, it depends on you. But what is to be done means you have to go to Delhi, you have to reach to Delhi. The final destination is the Delhi. You have to reach to Delhi. The task is given to you. In this way, the standard is asking what to do. How to do is the organization's method, organization's SOPs or instructions, which they will prepare for themselves in order to implement or fulfill the requirement of that particular standard. So that, in that way, it is written in a generic way so that any type of organization can adopt these management system. ISO 9004, how to manage the sustained success of an organization, again a guideline, and ISO 19011, guideline for auditing management system. Once any organization will start working on management system, they have implemented and they have achieved the proper implementation of management system, naturally they will need to be checked by a third party, a neutral third party, who will check their system and will assess whether they are following actually the management system guidelines or requirements or not, how much they are following, how much day-to-day work they are doing as per the system requirement. So they need to do the audit. Third party will need to do the audit. So to conduct that audit, this guideline is written in ISO 19011 2018 standard. This is actually not the standard, this is a guideline. There are many more other standards are also there. Here I have written on this slide, I have written few standard uh, about management system standard only. ISO 9001 quality, ISO 14001 related to environment, ISO 45001 health and safety, 22 food, 13485 medical, written for the medical device, means the organization who are engaged in the manufacturing of medical devices. Again, this is a quality management system, but for the organizations who are actually engaged in the manufacturing of medical devices. Another very interesting standard is ISO 50000 2018. It's an energy management system where it has to be written, it is written that how an organization efficiently handle the energy consumption so that they can become the energy efficient organization. 37,000, one very interesting standard getting very popular nowadays in the across the globe. Anti bribery. Whenever bribery come word come our into our mind, always we feel that uh, give and take of money is the bribery. To a larger extent it's true also, but apart from money, many things comes under the periphery of bribery. So this is a standard where it has to be, it is written that how an organization may become a organization who doesn't believe in giving any type of bribery or what type of control that organization can have in their day to day work, so that any this type of possible financial or non financial controls they can exercise on these, to resist these type of unwanted practices within their work. Another interested standard is 21,000. This is written for a organization who is handling the educational work, all the school, colleges, whether those are technical school or senior secondary school or primary schools, but actually imparting the educational services o- to all those organizations, to all those schools. This ISO 21000 is applicable. And another standard is ISO 41000. The organizations who want their facilities to be maintained, facility management, whatever facilities in terms of infrastructure related things, every organization are having different type of facilities. So to maintain those facilities, this standard talks about a lot requirements for ISO 41001. So apart from these also there are many more. On this slide I have written most prominent and very popular standards which are there for managing the various tasks, various field, various activities. Uh, I just told in the previous discussion that when I was telling you about ISO 19011 auditing guideline. So when audit is to be conducted, there has to be a process of auditing also. So to control the auditing process in the organization, ISO, IOS, not ISO, IOS, International Organization for Standardization, which is having have head office at Geneva. They are having a ISO secretariat. Under that secretariat, International Accreditation Forum IAF is working. Who this organization, this forum is actually handling the auditing process throughout the globe in all the countries. This is actually a very great task, actually a very mammoth task to control the auditing process throughout the world. So how they are going to control it, how what mechanism is there to formalize the things, to formalize the auditing process. One accreditation body, basically one country, one body, one accreditation board every country must have. That guideline was established by IAF. So every country, whomsoever is the member of IAF, International Accreditation Forum, every country, whomsoever is the member of IAF, is having one accreditation board, minimum one. There are certain countries also which are having multiple boards also. Here in India also we are having now multiple boards, but US is way ahead. US is actually having 5 national boards right now working in US. Most of the countries are having single boards. India is also having one international one country board which is actually working under the QCI, Quality Council of India. I will show you on the next slide what is our Indian structure about this certification process. But here I am just explaining you the international linkage and how international linkage is there. Topmost is IAF, International Accreditation Forum. Below that, every country minimum one accreditation board. That accreditation board actually gives accreditation to a organization which is working as a certification body, and certification body's work is to conduct the audit. So whomsoever client or organization want to achieve any certification against any ISO management system, they need to contact to the certification body. Certification body will come to their organization and they will conduct the audit against the requested standard. It can be quality standard, it can be environment standard, it can be occupational health and safety standard. So whichever standard is applied by the organization in their day-to-day working, that certification body who is called by the organization will conduct the audit. Now question comes, who gives permission or accreditation to conduct the audit? Accreditation board will empower them to be a certification body, and accreditation body only gives that power, that accreditation to a certification body, if they are the proper member of IAF. So if you are holding a ISO certificate in your organization and or wherever you are working, if that organization is holding a certificate and you want to check the authenticity of your certificate, so you have to check which certification body has issued that certificate. That certification body is actually accredited by an authentic member accreditation body or not, and that accreditation body must have the proper membership of IAF. Then only it will be treated that your certificate is authentic. It's like a education degree. Here in India, what structure of our education we are having? Suppose we want to take a graduation degree, we have to contact to some certain college. College will take our examination. College will gives us the classes and all, and then once course is completed, college will take our examination and will give us the degree. If we want to check the authenticity of our degree, how we can check whether the college which is giving us the degree is actually approved by any university or not, and that university is having proper accreditation by the university grant commission or not. In this way we can check our degree, whether our degree which we are holding issued by a certain college is authentic or not. In the same way you can also check the authenticity of your ISO certificate by checking the authenticity of certification body, by checking the authenticity of accreditation board. If that link is properly established, it means your certificate is valid. All the accreditation board, irrespective of the countries, are at par. Any accreditation board can work in any country because they have multi-level agreement among themselves. All the accreditation boards which are having proper IAF International Accreditation Forum membership, they can go to any country. Suppose accreditation board of India want to approve or accredit any certification body of America, that is possible. Any American body can contact to accreditation board of India to get their accreditation. It is possible. Any American accreditation body, sorry, any American certification body, if want to take accreditation from Indian accreditation board, this is possible because all the accreditation boards are having multi-level agreement. So this is a little bit about the certification process, how this certification process is being handled throughout the world. Here we can see the Indian versus international ISI. We all are aware about the Indian context, Indian standardization. In India, we are having one organization, that is Bureau of Indian Standard, BIS. Earlier it was ISI, Indian Standard Institution, but now it becomes Bureau of Indian Standard. So all the standards which are written in India by Indians for the Indians are the property of Bureau of Indian Standards. Apart from that, those standards, in India we are having Quality Council of India, which is working under the Ministry of Science and Technology. That Quality Council of India is having 5 different boards for handling the different type of work. Here you can see 5 boards are written: NABL, National Accreditation Board for Laboratories; NABCB, National Accreditation Board for Certification Bodies, NABH, National Accreditation Board for Hospitals, NBQP, National Accreditation Board for Quality Promotions, NABET, National Accreditation Board for Education and Training. So, by the name itself, you can say that these boards are handling different type of work. NABL is handling the accreditation work of laboratories. NABCB is handling the accreditation work of certification bodies. NABH for hospitals. NBQP for quality promotions, different type of quality seminar, quality assignments, quality to create the quality culture within the organization. That work is given to NBQP and NABET, all the education and training accreditation, training service provider or schools related to the education. So these boards were constituted by Indian government way back in approximate 1987 or 90. Uh, so slowly they are getting gear up. But in last 10 years, actually, these all boards are coming up in a very good way. And lots of quality related activities you all can see nowadays in India. Very actively, this Quality Council of India is working nowadays. More and more quality culture, more and more quality consciousness, more and more quality related aspects are gearing up, coming up in our life nowadays. This is very good uh, picturization, or on one slide I can see entire quality management system, PDCA. And this is approach, this is one of the approach. PDCA, plan, do, check, act. Whenever you want to do any work, not only in in your professional life but in your personal life also, if you want to do any work, if you start that work in a PDCA approach type of with approach of PDCA, it expected that the output of that work will be as per your requirement. P means plan. Whenever you want to do, first plan, you have to plan what I want to do. Then D, you have to do that work. During the do, when you are actually performing that task, you have to check. C part, next part of the PDCA. C, you have to check. What to check? Whatever I have planned, whether my work is going as per that plan or not, we have to check. And whenever we perform any checking, there is always two possibilities. Either I will find the things will go as per my plan, it means the conforming things, or I will get some gaps. If I get some gaps, I need to take action on those gaps. A part of PDCA cycle. So I need to take the actions, and those actions necessarily should be included in my next planning. Then only that cycle will complete. So P is linked to D, because whatever I have planned, I have to do that, my work as per that my plan. And during the do, I have to check whether my work is going as per my plan or not. If not, I have to take the action, and those actions are again need to be included in the planning, so that next time there should not be any gap. Next time whenever I will do the similar work, similar task, there will not be any gap. So on this approach, all the management systems are written. All the management system which I have shown you on the previous slide, whether it is quality management system, environment management system, health and safety management system, all the management systems are written on this concept, on this approach. This is shown basically here in this slide. Next very important thing, we need to understand the management principles. There are 7 management principles which are the backbone of management system. And out of those 7, one first principle is customer focus. Whatever we want to do in our organization, we have to We have to do everything as per the customer requirement. If you see here on the previous slide, once again I am coming back to previous slide. On the right hand and left hand side of the bigger circle, you can see both customer requirement on the left hand side and customer satisfaction is written on the right hand side. Both the side, customer is there. Customer will give you what he want. When you finish your work, again customer will tell you whether you done the good work or not, whether he is satisfied or not. So on both end of your organization, customer is there. That's why the management principle number 1 says we should always remain customer focused in our work. The primary focus of quality management system is to meet customer requirement and to strive to exceed the customer expectation. Then only we can achieve the success in our life, achieve the success in our company, achieve the success in our business, if we remain customer focused. Then second is leadership. Leadership, here, as far as leadership is concerned, doesn't mean that Jindabad Murdabad type of leadership is not. Everyone in the organization should work as a true leader, and the true leader is who always leads from the front, who can take, uh, who can guide the juniors, who can take the help of their peers and follow the superiors. So that type of leaders we want in our organization. So that leadership approach, so that everybody should feel their responsibility and authority. That type of leadership approach, leadership culture we have to create in the organization. This is again second principle of management system. If you want to achieve a good management overall in the organization, leadership quality has to be there in the employees. Then next is engagement of people, teamwork. We always feel that single person cannot do anything. In an organization, there are multiple persons are working in to build an organization. Multiple persons are required, and if everyone will start their in their own way, the overall goal of the organization will cannot be achieved. So if we start working in the team, if you see the definition of team is together everybody achieved more. We achieve more. We can do fantastic work if we start working as a team. So everyone working in the organization has to be engaged in the proper work, proper culture. That's why we can engage the people to the work to create a good teamwork. If we have a good teamwork in the organization, many hurdles can be eliminated. Many tasks can be completed very easily if teamwork is there in the organization. So this is principle number 3. Principle number 4 is talks about process approach, and very important to understand. It tells you that every activity whichever you want to do, want to perform in your organization has to be treated as a independent process. Here process, many time people mistakenly understand that this process is related only to the production activity of the organization. No, it's not like that. Every activity, every department in the organization has to be treated as an independent process. It means they have fixed guideline what to do, from where they get the input, what activities they need to perform, and what output will come from that process, goes to the another process to start further work. So in simple language, if I want to give you single line definition of a process: conversion of input into output through some set of activities. So this principle requires that every activity, every department, every work which we are doing in our organization has to be treated like a independent process. Inputs are to be defined, inputs are to be controlled, what task is need to be performed during the work, those are to be standardized. If these two things will be standardized, we will get our desired output. So that type of process approach has to be there. Then improvement. Always we think about improvement. Wherever we are, we should set our next goal where we want to achieve. Suppose in our process, in our organization, right now we are having 5% rejections in our process. So we should set a target to achieve 4%, then 3%, then 2%. Because over a night, that ultimate zero rejection type of thing cannot be possible. So slowly and step by step, we should achieve the improvement. But improvement has to be a never-ending journey. We should always strive for improvement, to improve, to improve, to improve, that to achieve excellence in our entire work. So this is improvement is a principle number 5. Always this improvement journey has to be on. Then principle number 6 is evidence based decision making. Whatever decision we want to take in our organization, those decisions are to be based on decisions, evidence. Like a court never give any verdict based on the assumptions. Court sees evidence. If evidence is there, then only court will give some decision. So in the same way, if we want to take any decision in our organization, there has to be evidence. So that type of culture, that type of approach we have to create in our organization if we want a good quality management in our company, in our organization, wherever we are working. And then 7 is relationship management. Because for every organization, there are multiple stakeholders. One organization who is established by a board of directors or by any person who is the managing director, he is not the only is interested party. Employees who are working in the organization, bankers who has given loan to that bank, to that organization, the regulatory bodies under which that organization is coming, all the suppliers who are supplying to some material to that organization, all the customer who are taking some material from from that organization. So the customer, supplier, employees, owner of the organization, regulatory boards, financial institutions, all those are the interested party who have some link to the organization. So we have to maintain a good relationship with all interested parties. So that relationship management has to be maintained. We have to take consent. We have to determine need and expectation of every interested party in order to build our good management system. We have to understand what our interested parties require from us. What is the expectation of our suppliers? We should understand. What is the expectation of our customer? We should understand. What is the expectation of our employees? We should understand that. Based on all these need and expectations, we should create our quality management system. That's why this principle number 7 is equally important in order to build a good quality culture in the organization. So these are the 7 management principles. Then on one slide only, I have written the entire summary of quality management system. Quality management system actually start with analysis of business risk. Whatever type of organization we are going to establish or we are handling, or wherever we are working, we have to see what risk is there in our business, and we have to prepare a control plan to handle those type of risk. We have to understand the issues, we have to understand the need and expectation of our interested party, just like I explained you. Then as per these three information, we should create our business goals and KPIs. KPI means key performance indicator. And the next work is whatever business goals and whatever KPIs we have created for ourselves, we have to make a plan to achieve those goals, those business goals. And during the work, regular monitoring and analysis has to be done. All the resource planning has to be adequate. When I talk resource means man, machine, infrastructure, finance, material, everything comes. So all our resource planning has to be adequate. All our operational controls, whatever work we want to do in our organization, we have to prepare checkpoints for every process, checkpoint for every work. Those are called operational controls. Then we have to prepare a performance analysis mechanism, how any operations is performing. That performance analysis mechanism is to be prepared before calling anybody to check our organization whether we are working as per the management system or not. Management system want that you yourself first conduct your internal audit. So the person who understands the management system, who understands the quality management system as well as the organization's work, that person can conduct the internal audit to check whether company is following the management system correctly or not. And if any non-conformity arises, non-conformity means suppose we have planned to do something, due to any due to any reason, we could not do that work, we could not achieve that goal. It means things are not conforming. Naturally, non-conforming things is there. So how we are going to handle the non-conforming things? We have to do the root cause analysis, then corrections. Next step is corrective actions, and then improvement. So in this way, it is not. It should not be the culture in the organization that non-conformity is arises should be hidden. Any non-conformity should not be hidden. It is not crime to do a fault, but to hide a fault may be a crime. If we are working, naturally we bound to do some mistakes. But if we are not correcting our mistakes in a good way, if we are not learning why that mistake was there, that will become a crime. So making a mistake is not a problem, but not handling a mistake on time, not handling a mistake on uh, um, in a correct way, and not understanding why that mistake was happened, not taking action to eliminate that mistake, that is not a good practice. And actually, when we do all these type of things, we require proper documentation also. Documentation means we require guideline, what to do, how to do. We required standard operating procedures. We required some instruction to be written how the various things, various activities has to be done. We require some records. Suppose we completed some activities, we simply completed some tasks. So what we have done, it has to be recorded somewhere. So those records will be there. So in one slide only, I tried to give entire quality management system on single slide. My next slide will show you similar way a basic input of environment management system. How we can manage the environment of our organization. Whatever work in our organization we are doing, naturally we are creating some impact on the environment. So what impact is there? Because of our work on the environment, we have to study first of all that what impact we are giving to the environment. So first, if we want to create a quality environment management system, so our first responsibility is to see what work we are doing, and because of that work what impact is there in the environment. Suppose uh, you are making steel, or in my previous mm, uh, before me, previous presenter were talking about manufacturing of cement, manufacturing of steel, carbon emission. So when an organization is manufacturing the cement, so they are creating a lot of dust, they are creating a lot of exhaust to the atmosphere, so they are polluting the things. So they need to understand first of all, that organization need to do a estimation how much harm to the environment we are giving, and how we can reduce that. Elimination may not be possible. Elimination is only possible when they stop working, but they have to prepare the cement. And in order to prepare the cement, harm to the atmosphere, harm to the environment will be there, will bound to be there. But what is there in our hand? In our hand, how we can minimize that impact, how we can reduce that impact by not doing the unwanted things. Suppose some carbon emission is there, we should have some technologies to arrest that carbon emission, to neutralize that carbon emission, so that the unwanted carbon particles or CO2 or CO carbon emissions should not go to the atmosphere. So that type of mechanism we should have in our organization. And first we have to study, then we have to control. Accordingly, we have to prepare our environmental goals and operational planning, how we can reduce the ill impact because of our work to the atmosphere. Another important requirement of management system, environment management system, is compliances of regulatory requirement. Because in India, if we talks about India only, so we have various rule and regulations, act and rules, Air Act, different type of act which government is enforcing to the industries. The industry should follow those act and rules. So that also will become one of the important tasks for any organization. If they want to achieve the management system, they have to follow the rules and regulation of the country. Then we have to create monitoring method and mechanism, how we can check how much pollution we have created, how we can check what is the air quality within the organization, what type of emission we are releasing to the atmosphere, whether that emission is having some harmful ingredients or not, that we need to monitor regularly. And we need to have some emergency controls well in place. Suppose something happens which is which may create some danger to the atmosphere, which may create danger to some persons. So to handle those emergency situations, we should have emergency handling arrangements also in our organization. So this is the totality requirement of environment management system. Correct. Similarly, in the next slide, this is about occupational health and safety. Whatever work we are doing in our organization, that work is creating some health hazard on our body. So how that organization could minimize health hazard due to the work on the employee's body, employee's health, to create that type of controls so that health hazard can be minimized to the certain extent, this management system comes into the picture. So one very good term here is written HIRA, hazard identification and risk assessment. So whatever work we are doing, we should understand what hazard to the to the operator is there in his work. We should understand that, and we should control that. Uh, hazard, so that the impact or risk to the health of the person could be minimized. And in the similar way, compliance of regulations related to the health and safety of the person and emergency controls has to be exercised by the organization. So these two things, as far as compliance regulations and emergency control, are similar as that of environment management system, but two important difference, or rather one important difference is there in environment and health and safety management system. When we want to achieve the environment management system, we have to see what impact because of our work is there on the environment. We should minimize that impact. And when we talk about health and safety management system, what impact or what hazard is there on the health of our person who is working in the organization, we have to create the culture, we have to create the control to minimize that hazard or risk to the health. These are the basic two themes of these two management systems. ISO 9000 is only talks about the quality of product or quality of the services of the organization. But this standard is talks about environment, how you can keep your environment safe, so that because of your work no environment harm can be there, and because of your work no harm to the human health. These three management systems are very fundamental, which organization has to implement in their day-to-day work in order to achieve a good success rate. Implementation, if any organization want to implement this management system, naturally first of all awareness trainings to all the employees has to be given. Then second step, gap analysis is to be done. What is the present way of working in any organization, how it should be improved, that gap analysis is required. Then we need to do the documentation, we need to do the risk analysis, we need to prepare our manual procedure SOPs and all, and we need to give guidance and assistance and training about these all management system to all the employees so that they can use those guidelines or those procedures in their day-to-day work. Then we need to do the internal audit management review. If we complete this journey, starting from awareness training to the management review, at that point we can call to any third party to check us whether we are following the standard requirement or not. That agency, a certification body, will do our audit. That audit is generally to be done in two stages. They will first come us and will have a just preliminary type of things, whether we are understanding the standard or not, whether we are taking care the intent of the standard or not. And then they will come us again for in-depth checking. During that entire checking, if any gap they identified, they will tell us. We will work on that, on those gaps, and after working and closing all those gaps, they will award us the certificate. So this is how we can start working on the management system till the award of the certification by a third party. That third party is a certification body. Documentation, we need to do entire documentation also as per the requirement of the standard. ISO 9001, 14001, 45001, these are the standard which require certain documented information also. Because in the standard it is written what to do. How to do is our method, our procedures, our guidelines which we need to prepare. So there are two type of documented information that is standard want. One is maintained documented information, means the documents, guidelines, SOPs. And another is a retained documented information, means all the records which we will prepare once activity is completed. So the records are retained documented information, and all the guideline SOPs, work instruction, manual procedures, these are the maintained documented information. So these two type of documented information standard want to be there in the organization. Uh, I am skipping these two, but very good in insight of this management system. Naturally, things coming to your mind, how we can get help in our career, with how we can take help of these standards in our career, uh, what career planning we can do along with the management systems. So management systems will give you many facilities, many opportunities to work and in different positions. Management system professionals are required for all organizations, because the organization who want to achieve these management system, who want to implement these management system, doesn't know what to do, how to do. So they need management system professionals. So if you understand the management system, you can, if you can guide them, you can become a management system professional also. You can, you can become a implementer. You can become a consultant, facilitator, trainer, auditor, assessor, guide. In every organization, if a reasonable size of organization is there, they require a team of management system professionals who can take care the implementation and documentation of entire management system. So along with your qualification, whatever basic qualification you are having, if you have the in-depth knowledge of the management system, you will be more useful for any organization. They will happy to take you immediately to their organization if you have the management system knowledge also along with your basic qualification. So as far as basic qualification is concerned, you have already some basic qualification, but if you attain these qualification of management system also in your CV or in your competency, in the pool of your competency, if you have the these degree, these qualifications also related to the management system, you will be more useful for any organization. So in order to achieve these qualification, these competencies, certain courses you can do. Lead auditor courses are available for every management system. But before going to lead auditor course, because that is a ultimate course to attain the final qualification to be the auditor, before that you need to understand what is management system. I, in this 1 hour session, I have given you a little bit of input about the management system, but the more about the management system you only can have when you start adopt working, when you start interacting in your work, wherever you are working with the management system. So you can have that competency slowly developed in your career. But to be a good management system professional, at least minimum qualification graduation you must have, preferably engineering or pharma or technical, because mm, technical background always gives you a preference whenever you want to become a management system professional. So your technical background, either you should have some pharma degree, engineering degree or diploma, or some technical other computer related thing, that will give you some help. You should have minimum 4 to 5 year hands on industry experience, because uh, whatever you learn and understand during your school, during your college, that actually will help you a little bit, but not to the full extent when you start working in the industry. Working in the industry is um, altogether a different type of experience. So you should have 4 to 5 year working experience also. Then you can then you can choose or adopt to go to the lead auditor course, and then start understanding the management systems and all. One very important thing is, because You say fortunately or unfortunately, but we have to follow, because all the work we are, and I am also giving this training in English only, leaving apart my native Hindi. So we should have a good exposure of English also if we want to become the management system professional. So that is also one of the compulsory type of requirement, we can say. Uh, so during this 1 hour session, I had tried to give you some inputs about quality, environment, health, and safety management system, starting from principles and then understanding, then ISO, what is the ISO, and how you can become a management system professional. There is a plenty of opportunity in the management system work. Management system work, you can achieve a lot of things. So this is all from my side. If any question from anybody, yes. Should I stop sharing? Yeah. So house is open now. If you want to uh, have any question, any discussion right now, you can frame your question. Otherwise, and Dr. Priyank is going doing a really wonderful work. His team is really engaged, and they have all my contact number also. If you want to contact me directly, also you can, about any management system.
Sir, last one more question.
Yeah.
If I
Yes.
want to be a certified auditor,
Mhm.
what are the qualification and competencies should I require?
Qualification is concerned, as far as qualification is concerned, I told you some technical background is preferable. I am not saying it is compulsory, it is preferable, correct? But if you want to become an auditor, first and foremost requirement is you should have a lead auditor training course, lead auditor training certificate, lead auditor course you need to do. Every management system, quality management system or environment or health and safety or food safety or energy management, every management system is having a different lead auditor course. The duration of that course is 5 days. Now online training courses are also available. We used to deliver a lot of lead auditor courses, and choices are available for working people. We are delivering lead auditor course, uh, 4 hours for 9 days in the evening, 8:30 to 12:30. Another choice is, you want to attend the course on every Sunday, so there continuously 5 Sundays. Some batches are Sunday batch, some batches are Sunday and Saturday batch. Some people tells us, okay, we can attend one Saturday Sunday, next Saturday Sunday, and next Sunday we will give the exam. So we need to do 40 hours study before going to the final examination of the course. So those 40 hours can be attended in multiple ways. Either you can attend full 5 days, 8 hours. You can attend 4 hours per day for 9 days. You can attend Saturday Sunday, and then Sunday. You can attend 5 Sundays. So those type of permutation combinations are available. Whichever is suitable to you, you can avail that.
Uh, Sir, is there any requirement? Is there I have to complete the this much hours of internal audit, then only I will be eligible for a lead auditor.
No. That type of requirement is not there. But it is preferable you should have some 4 5 year industrial experience. That minimum hours of internal auditor, that requirement is not there.
Okay, okay, sir. Because I had done the internal audit, both quality and environment and safety. That's why I'm asking.
No. If you are having already, that will give you the benefit in terms of understanding the things of trainer in the training course. Because if you have some prior knowledge about the standard, that will be beneficial for you to attend the lead auditor course. But if you don't have that prior knowledge also, that is also not very big task. We actually used to give enough guideline, enough workshop, enough midterm examination, quizzes, role plays during the 5 days course. um, you will become a good auditor once you attend the course and pass the examination.
Sir, I have a question, two questions. First
Yeah.
is that what is the procedure to renew the certificate? Because my certificate is going to expire in the 2025 of lead auditor. ISO
Going
45001.
to no. Just let me understand. Going to expire
Yes,
is is any validity date is written on your certificate?
yes.
I think no certificate is having that type of validity date.
Lead auditor certificate, sir.
No, whether lead auditor certificate, but any validity date is not there in any certificate. I have never seen. I myself is lead auditor of 10 management system. None of my lead auditor course, lead auditor certificate is having any valid date. Till I told you, quality management system first draft was there in 1987, and it was then revised in 1994. So after revision of the standard, you need to again revalidate your knowledge and competency as per the new standard by attending 1 day refresher course. So that refresher course is necessary only in case any revision is there in the standard.